Well, I think we've made some progress, yes. But we are not finished, not by a long shot.
That wasn't good enough for President Obama, who told congressional leaders today to act like adults.
We've agreed to a compromise, but somehow we still don't have a deal. Because some folks are trying to inject politics.
With 4.4 million workers here and abroad, the federal government employs more Americans than the nation's 10 largest companies combined. If there is a shutdown, about 80% of those workers would stay on the job without pay, including air traffic controllers, the Border Patrol, the FBI, and the military. Even troops in Iraq and Afghanistan would not get what they're owed until the government reopens. Most IRS employees would be furloughed, meaning no refunds for taxpayers filing by paper. The National Institutes of Health would stop accepting new patients. And in the midst of a fragile economic recovery, government backing of new home and small business loans would come to a halt, and customs officers could be sent home.
I represent the great port of Baltimore. Ships are going to come into the port. Who's going to inspect their cargo?
The shutdown would be felt far from Washington. We asked reporters around the country to show us how.
I'm Rick Salinger at Rocky Mountain National Park, one of 394 across the country that will close if the federal government is shut down on Saturday. That could affect some 800,000 daily visitors. Park employees will be furloughed, and some 20,000 people who run the concessions will be forced out of work.
I'm Carolyn Long at the Kansas City IRS office, where more than 40 million Americans file their income taxes every year. At this center, up to 6,000 federal workers will be part of the furlough.
This is John Bentley in New York Harbor at the Statue of Liberty. This National Park Service site gets 10,000 visitors a day. But if there is a federal government shutdown, that means the 137 employees here will be furloughed, and these ferries will be sitting back at the dock.
Then there are the thousands of federal contractors who rely on government funding to pay their workers. Ron Klein of Alabama employs 50 people.
If I were going to buy a new car or appliances or any major purchase, I would put that off until this is resolved.
We're shutting her down until further notice, okay?
After the last government shutdown in 1996, Congress did give back pay to all the federal workers who sat idle for 3 weeks at a cost of $400 million. There's no guarantee lawmakers would vote to do the same thing this time.
Well, I have 4 children. They're 16, 14, 12, and 10, and it would be difficult for us to balance our budget without an income from the federal government.
What do you say to government employees who really don't care whose fault it is, they just want to get paid?
I would say to government employees, we're doing everything we can to avoid this. We've met them more than halfway.
Republicans intend to hold a vote on the House floor tomorrow that would keep the government running for 1 more week, but that would also cut the budget by $12 billion. Democrats had no say in those cuts, Harry, and they say they will vote against it.
All right, Nancy Cordes on Capitol Hill tonight. Thank you.